Okay, let's take a look at this problem. And there it is. Homeowner wants to build along her driveway a garden surrounded by a fence. If the garden is to be 4,000 square feet and fenced along the driveway, costs okay. Let's see. On her driveway surrounded by a fence. If the garden is to cost this, okay, we want to minimize the cost. So eventually, we want to get to the point where we're minimizing cost function. So cost is going to equal to something. Okay, so wants to build. Okay, square feet. Okay, it's starting to come together now. So let's say this is x, this is x, and this be y, and this be y. So this distance is x, this distance is x, this distance is y, this distance is y. Now the square feet that it's referring to has to do with area. Whenever it says square, it means area. So they're telling us area is 4,050. Well, area for a rectangle is length times width. So we got xy. Let me do that over. We got a is equal to xy. Well, we know this is 4,050 equals xy. But over here, we're gonna only need one variable. And we'll work with x. So in this case, I want to solve this for y. So I divide both sides by x. And we get y is equal to 4,050 over x. Now our cost. Let's go back to the cost. $2 on this side, $2 on this side, $2, $6 on this side. Which means for the cost, I'm going to have 2y. That's this side, 2 times y. This side's going to be $2 also, so that's 2x. Plus, this side will be 2y also. Plus, and this side I think was $6. $6. So that'll be 6x. So 2x plus 6x is 8x. 2y plus 2y is 4y. But we can't have two variables on the right hand side, so we need one. But we already said over here that y is equal to this. So I can replace the y with 4,050 over x. So we got 8x plus 0, 0, 0. Is that right? Let me see. Uh, 4,050 times 4. 16,200. Good thing I checked. And I'm going to take this x and move it up on top and becomes x to negative 1. Now to minimize or maximize, you have to find find the derivative, sorry. So I'm going to take the derivative of c with respect to x. Derivative of 8x is 8 plus 16,200, take our power, put it out in front, lower our power by 1. So we're going to have 8 minus 16,200 over, and I'll take the x and negative 2 back down below. Now 8 I'll rewrite as 8 over 1 minus 6,200 over x squared. Now I need to get a common denominator, so I'll multiply the first fraction top and bottom by x squared. So that gives us 8x squared over x squared minus 16,200 over x squared. Since they have the same denominator, I'll merge them together. So I got 8x squared minus 16,200 over x squared. Now up on top, I could maybe factor out an 8. But that doesn't matter. I'll set top equal to 0. Set the bottom equal to 0. Now this one I'm going to solve, so I'll take the negative 16,200 over, it becomes a positive 16,200. Divide both sides by 8. $16,200 divided by 8, 2025. Now the square root property says we drop our squared, we put a plus or minus square root on the other side. But since x is the distance of a side, it obviously can't be negative, so we're just going to have the square root of 2025. I don't know if that comes out nice. It does come out nice. Now this one, if I drop a squared, put a plus or minus square root of 0, we get x equals 0, which doesn't make any sense because you can't have a distance of 0. Now this is probably our answer. We could make sure it's a minimum by doing our test cases. Clear over here is negative infinity, clear over here is positive infinity. Choose something between negative infinity and 45 like 0. Something greater than 45 like 100. Although there are restrictions on what can be in there for the area to still be 40, 50. Plug those in my derivative. And here's our derivative here. Now the x squared is always positive, so I don't have to worry about it. The denominator is always positive. Plug 0 in here. 0 squared is 0 times 8 is 0 minus 16,200 is negative. And if I plug in 100 here, 100 squared is 10,000. 10,000 times 8 is 80,000 minus that is positive. Which means that this is negative, so that's decreasing. This is positive, so that's increasing. So it is indeed a min. Now let's go back to read the problem and see what in the world they're asking for. They want the length and the length perpendicular driveway. So the width, I guess. Perpendicular driveway. Yeah, the width. Okay, so length is 45. We already found that. Now to find the y, you're going to take that value of 45 and plug it back in here. So you got y is equal to 40, 50 divided by 45. 40, 50 divided by 45, 90. Interesting. Y is 90. Obviously the picture I drew is distorted, but those would be our answers.